Yo, Joshua, what up? I'm just trading kind of my own, I guess. I just kind of been trading for a year or two, so I've kind of came up with my own ideas. But if you have any questions, I'll answer them. If you have any questions, try to help you out. Just ask me in the chat and I'll answer it. Right now, I'm just looking over gold right now. Earlier, I took a trade right here to go up. I closed out 54 pips earlier today, so that was a good trade earlier. I see use fair value gap. Is it ICTSMC or is it totally different? I use them a little bit. I don't really use them too much. I just kind of have them there once in a while just to kind of look at areas, but yeah, I know a little bit about ICT. I've never really watched none of his courses or anything like that, so I just know about fair value gaps and order blocks and stuff like that. But that's kind of how I come up with a little bit of a few of my ideas. You know, I take a look at like a 4 hours. Like if you look over here, there's a 4 hour this order block over here, and this is where I was looking for buys at because it broke this order block to come back up, break these highs and stuff like that. So things like that. Nothing really too crazy. Just kind of just came up with it on my own. Do you hear about the MSNR? No, what is that? I'm not sure what that is. I never heard of that. Or what does it stand for? Yeah, I use these like I don't really use these indicators that much. I kind of do it once in a while, but just to give me a quick little idea, I do like this market structure fractal thing. It kind of shows a change of character and it shows like break of structure and stuff like that. I do like that though, because I mean I kind of understand those already without the Malaysian support and resistance. Oh nah, I've never heard of that before. What is that? I'm not sure what that is. Is there a let me look it up. I guess I could look it up. Let me see what it's called. Malaysian support and resistance. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of I guess that's what you could call it. I mean, it's all just different names pretty much. Kind of the same idea. Kind of looks like this right here. You know, like these right here getting broken and then, you know, these kind of things. So I could see that being kind of like that. But yeah, we're all looking at the same chart pretty much. So, you know, it all ends up being kind of the same stuff at the end of the day. We just explain it probably differently, you know. Oh yeah. But yeah, that's kind of what I was doing. There was a play up here that I seen. Let's see, where was it at? Oh, yeah, it was this guy right here. Um, let's see, 4 hour here, replay. So around this area is where I was kind of looking for a sell at. We were looking for sales up here on these areas. Let's see, we get rid of that. Yeah, so what I was kind of looking for is these little things right here coming up to these areas. See this coming down. What do you prediction for next week? Um, I do see us. Well, I'll get back to that right now. I do see us coming back up to these highs again because of the way we just kind of played it out. How we did come up here. We came up here and then now we came back down here. So what I was thinking, the next level we needed to come back was possibly back up to these areas. But I do see it kind of going up because of the play that we took, which was I took in a buy down here also the other day. So this buy, what this is kind of telling me is we needed to break these highs, and what we did, but now we needed to break these lows, and that's what we did. And now we had a pretty much, so what I think we could at least do is come back up to this area. Well, actually, let me, I'm on replay mode right now, so let me see what, I want to explain this little, not explain it, but just want to go over it a little bit. As you can see, this is all happening right here. So once we get up to these areas right here, this is when we seen this, okay? And then this is where, this is what, this was the play I was waiting for. I almost caught this play all the way back down, but my stops got hit at break even because I moved them a little too soon, so I didn't see that. But what I see kind of happening is this little area was our point of interest. Let's see. Let me see something real quick. Let's see. Put it up here. And this is what we were looking for right here, that play right there. So once it tapped these levels to come back down, that was our that was our initial entry right there, was to hopefully get into this area right here and have our stops right here, the previous high. And then it was the idea to ride it all the way back down to these levels down here. And that's exactly what ended up happening, is when we came all the way back down. So let me see something real quick. All right. So that would be the area right here. So it was that. So once we did tap that, broke these high, entry from here to here is already 90 pips, and then we came back up again and did it again. So yeah, let me see that. All right, yeah, so right there was also an entry. Yeah, and that was that. So when we came back down to here, this is what we were looking at right here. Now, because we also had this 4-hour order block right here, which was, I believe, something like this guy right here. That was the guy right there. And if you can see this bottom wick, it tapped below it, and that's what we were kind of looking for to happen. Was what we usually look for is a tap down there to the bottom of it, at least a tap. But as you can see, this was exactly, it tapped pretty much right underneath it. It tapped right there. And it also broke these lows right here. So this was the area we wanted to look at. But also when you see it on this 15-minute, this is where we had our area. What are you looking for before going into a trade? Are you looking for engulfing or pin bar candles, or do you have other method? Yeah, I kind of just came up with just my own kind of method. Like, because the way I understand the markets is that lows need to be tapped and highs need to be tapped. So when you're looking for an area to take a short, you obviously, you don't want to take a short here, because this is the area that they fake you out. They make you think we're going down. As you can see, we close right below this area. It closes right below it, and then it wicks up and goes down. I mean, you could possibly get in and make a quick little trade. Let's say you even get in from right here. The max is, that's a lot of pips right there. It's still a lot, but this is on a bigger time frame. But let's say you're on a smaller time frame. This could be like this is a reversal area, so it reverses before it goes back up. So like I was saying the other day when I was looking at a trade, let's say we're at this point right here. It's like this high right here broke these highs, so that means we need to come back down to these lows, and that's what this ended up doing. So now that we tap these lows, it needs to go back up to tap the highs. So now we come back up here and we created these new highs, which is this high, and then we broke these highs, came back down and broke these lows. So it's just like highs and lows being tapped. So but at this point is when I'm looking for, like, I had this 4-hour order block right here. So at this point, we're already kind of towards the top of the range. What I had right here was, I believe it was this guy right here. And at this time, it was also, if you can see, we were also on the weekly, on the daily, we were also pretty, we're getting a lot of rejections right here. We did break the high with that, and there was a 4-hour order block on the daily down here. So at some point I was expecting some kind of move to come back down to there. So on the 4-hour now, when you go to the 4-hour, it's the same area that we ended up tapping, which was down there. And then there's also this 4-hour order block right here that is also in the middle of all of these. So as you can see, I put the 4-hour here at the bottom of here and the bottom of there, because if you kind of notice, there's a resistance right there, and then there's also this support right there. So this middle line is like right in between the middle of it. So that's an important area right there, compared to something like this, where let's say like right here, I guess you could kind of say that's important too, but it's not. It digs into there, and then this one digs into the top range, so it's kind of not as important. From what I've always seen, the best areas are when you have like a perfect little support, and then you also have a resistance splitting that middle line perfectly. Obviously it's not always going to be perfect, but the idea is like let's say this is a support and this is a resistance. If you were to draw a line, it cuts those off, so whereas if you drew a line right here, support and resistance, you could draw a line perfectly and it splits it right in half. But that's the idea. I was expecting some kind of movement back down to this 4-hour order block right here. So when we were looking for a possible trade, that's where we were looking for that move to possibly happen. And as you can see, we did come all the way back down here. And this is what I was expecting, is some kind of closure below. If you could kind of see, what I want is a closure below, which is exactly right here. But then I also need this line to get broken, because like I said, when a low gets created, we need to break that low to go before we go and tap the highs. So when you press play, you could kind of see what ends up happening right here. Boom, right there. So now we broke that low right there. So what I would have possibly wanted to do is possibly take a trade right there, because that's also going to be on the 4-hour, as you can see. And as you can see, this is the line exactly where I had the low at. So you can also see there's an inside bar. So what I used to do, I mean, I still do it, but this is part of my playbook, where I have this thing called a three-piece, where the three-piece idea is when you have one candle, you have an inside bar, and then you have the third candle break the low and coming back up like that. And then that's what creates the three-piece, my three-piece idea. And as you can see, that three-piece is this part right here. It goes 1, it goes 2, and then it breaks the low and it comes back up. And that's the idea of where we would have wanted to take that trade at. So once we have this break the low after we close below this order block, what I was waiting for is a possible breakage of that first candle. And then that's where you're going to want to take your possible trade at, right when it breaks that candle going back up. And you want to target the next high, because if you can see, this ends up becoming the whole range right here. So what I've noticed with the three-piece idea is when this happens, the high usually needs to be tapped. So if the high needs to be tapped, then that usually tells me that's where our target would be at. So like I'm saying is, once this does get tapped on the long, we would want the long to be right here at the yellow line. And obviously this is exactly what ended up happening. And that's where you're gonna be looking for your possible long at, to take it all the way back to the top of that range. And as you can see, we ended up tapping it. Or actually, we didn't tap it just yet, but as you can see, it did come down a little bit before breaching that. But as you can see, let's see what ends up happening. It also broke in these lows right here before moving its way back up. So as you can see, it broke the low right there, and it did the same thing. So what I've been noticing is when the highs get broken, then the lows need to be broken. But if the low doesn't get broken like this one did, this is why it went back up. And because this one technically didn't break this high, which explains why this ended up going back up this way. So as you can see, we ended up going back up again, and it did break the high now. So now this did break this high now. So now what that kind of tells me though is, now once you break this high, there's a good chance we're going to need to break these lows again. So it's just pretty much understanding highs and lows and things like that. So that's just kind of how I figured out just how I usually do some of the trades and stuff like that. So as you can see, we end up coming back down, breaking those lows. Let's see, did we break the low? Oh, we technically did. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so we came back down, broke those lows. And that's what I'm saying though, is that since this broke the highs over here, now we needed to break these lows. And since we broke in these lows, let's see what ends up happening. Now we keep coming back. Okay, now we broke the highs again. We broke those highs right there. Let's see. Okay, so that is that. And I mean, you could also say there's a 4-hour order block right here, and it does the same exact thing, coming back down. As you can see, let's see, hold on. Let's see, 5 minutes. Okay, we've closed above, and then you can see when we closed above with this candle, we broke that high before coming back down. And then let me see what ends up happening. I remember trying to see where we ended up heading. But because this usually happens at these lows, it usually targets the highs. So if we targeted these highs, now we targeted these lows again. I'm wondering if we could possibly make it back up to these highs, if not these highs, next. So it ended up, okay, there is the trade right there. Okay, so that was what I was looking for right there. Okay, so we broke in those highs. So we broke these highs right here. Now, since we broke these highs, there's a good chance that we need to break these lows. So let's see, these 4 hours. So now, this was the idea that I was working on. I took this trade right here at this point, but I ended up hitting break even because I moved my stops a little too soon. I should have just kept it, but I was kind of worried that we were going to push up. But this is why I'm working on these kind of things, is because I want to be able to hold these trades because I'm confident in it. So as you can see, once we created this idea right here, boom, right there, this candle right here was telling me what we should be looking for and waiting for. So once we broke this high, that was an indicator that we should start coming back down again. So with that being said, this is why when this 4 hour happened right here, what I was going to wait for is this next 4 hour to come up, hit this line, and then come back down. And if you understand time, there's a lot of things that happen with time. And Joshua, are you still there by chance? I don't know if I'm still on stream or not. Sometimes it cuts out. I just want to make sure I'm not talking to myself. Yeah, still here. Okay, cool, perfect. All right, so like I was saying is that once we did close above this area, as you can see, there was this order block right here. So what I usually do is I use the higher time frames to find my direction. So obviously, when we were coming down, I was looking for this order block over here, this guy over here. And so now when we're kind of going to be going up, there's a good chance that we might need to target this high up here. So if we end up making our way, just because we did, like I said, we did target these lows, there's a good chance that we could possibly target these highs now. Ooh. So what I'm saying though is that when I seen this formation right here, this is the 3 candle formation that I've been noticing that happens. It's the same idea as these 3 right here. Is once this candle closes below, then that's where we start to look for a possible a break of that candle. So as you can see, once we closed above there, we did close above there with this guy. But as you can see, this next candle ended up closing bullish again. So it was up until this next candle closed bearish that kind of gave me this information. So so when this candle ended up closing, I had this yellow line right here just to indicate, okay, so now when the next candle opens up, the 4 hour, I was going to wait till this gets tapped, and on the way back down, I'm going to take this trade back into this zone right here. And as you can, and there's a thing that's real important that has to do with time. I don't know, I'm sure you've heard of ICT and things like that. He has like certain kill zones and certain time frames that he likes to take certain positions. And from what I'm aware of, if you see what time this 4 hour candle, which was this candle right here, which would be the next candle I'm waiting for, if you look at the bottom of the screen, it's right at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock is usually a time because it's also a 4 hour close. It's a 1 hour close. It's a 30-minute close, 15-minute close, 5-minute close, 1 minute close. 2 hour minute close. It's all kinds of different closes. So what that usually means is that that's a lot of it's a lot of closures. So when a lot of closures happen at the same exact time, that's when I started realizing that's when a lot of moves start to happen, or that's what time they usually start to signal when they're going to happen. So as you can see at 9 o'clock, this is when this next candle opened up at. So when this next candle opened up at, look at what it ended up doing. It just, right when it tapped this yellow line, that's what I would be waiting for, and that's where I had taken my short at. So as you can see, it ended up going 220 pips, but I ended up moving my stop a little bit too early during this time because it also went up, like when I was on the smaller time frame. As you can see, this wick right here ended up taking me out at a I moved my stops to break even or whatever, and it ended up taking me out. But that's where I was saying though, is that at that specific time is when usually a big move happens. So when this was already forming, everything was kind of forming, I was already kind of waiting for that. And if you also understand the what's it called, the true open, there's a true open for New York, there's a true open for Asian, there's a true open for London and stuff like that. The true open was at, I believe it's 7:30. Let me double check real fast. There's like true opens and things like that. So for New York, it's 7:30 in the morning. So 7:30 in the morning is a true open. So 7:30 is right here. 7:30, or actually it's right here, this one. Yeah, it's this one right here. So the true open is that guy right there. I'm gonna leave it white. So what happens is when we are at a true open, when we're above it, we're looking for sells. When we're below it, we're looking for buys. So as you can see, during this time, we were above the true open, and this was right at 9 o'clock, which was also this candle right here. So at this point, we were above this true open. So that was also an indicator too, the fact that we were above the true open, because when you're above the true open, you're looking for sells. When you're below the true open, you're looking for buys. So at this point, we were looking for sells, and everything lined up perfectly. We're above the true open. We also hit this top candle right there that formed like that. And that's what usually signals that move that we look for. And it just, everything kind of lined up. So after that happened is what we're saying. So when I had this order block down here, this is when the same thing ended up happening. Like, look at where I'm saying. So try to remember these candles like that. Do you only look for the 3 candles when they appear in an order block or resistance and support? Not so much just those candles. I just understand how lows and highs need to be tapped. So if you look at these 3 candles, when you go down to a 15-minute time frame or a 5-minute time frame, this is exactly what happens. So I mean, I could be on the 5-minute and still see this happening. But as you can see, when I have that 4-hour candle that looks like that, and it closes below with the bottom wick, and it also, especially when this candle is so big, this is the whole range right here. So candles are ranges. So when you understand that a candle is a range, this is the high of the candle, and then this is the low of the candle. So in order for things to happen, lows and highs need to be tapped. So if this is the range on the candle, there's a good chance that once we break this high to come back down, we're gonna at least need to break the low, which we did, and then we ended up coming up after that. Excuse me, I'm a little sick, so I just got a little cough, but yeah, I'm fine. But anyways, as you can see, like on a smaller time frame, like the 15, that is exactly what we were waiting for, was for this high to be tapped, because this was the high of that 4-hour candle, which is this candle right here. So with that high, we're waiting for that to be tapped. So as you can see, once it all ended up coming down, this was everything that we were waiting for. And once it tapped this area with this candle right here, on the way back down, that's what we were looking for, to come back down like that. Because we also, like I said, we know highs need to be tapped, lows need to be tapped. So when this high got created, it broke the high right here, and then it came down. But as you can say, like what I was saying, is on this 4-hour, this was the candle formation though. These 3 candles are important though, because this is all you really need, is to understand how these candles look even on a smaller time frame. So when you look at these candles on a smaller time frame, you should be able to, you already know what you should be waiting for, is once you kind of see this happen. Because like I was saying, is that look on this, when it looks like this, so what happened when I seen this forming like this, I already knew, okay, we closed above, we broke that high, and we closed back and we closed back inside of the range. So the range of this candle, because like I'm saying, candles are ranges, so this whole candle is the range right here. So we broke the high, and we closed back inside of it. So there's a good chance if we come back up to here, we're gonna come back down to fill this range right here. And that's exactly what ended up happening. And that's the move right there. And as you can see, this order block down here now, this was our target, because like I was saying, we're also above the true open. And now when we came down here, we're technically below the true open. So when we're looking for trades coming down, once we get into these areas, we should be looking for buys now, because we're under the true open, and now we should be looking for buys. So look at the same thing. So like I'm saying though, is that look, just remember these type of candles right there. That's the same idea as this right here. It's the same idea. Look at the low gets broken and it comes back up. It's the same thing. Even if you look at it on a smaller time frame, this is the same principle that what's happening. Breaks the low and then goes up. But let me show you what happened on this candle right here now. So like we were saying though, is we use the 4-hour order blocks to kind of find a direction. So as you can see, this is the 4-hour right here, that the most recent, before the push up, this was the order block right here that we wanted. So as you can see, once we tap down here, look at what ended up forming. Here, let me show you right here. Oh, right here. Boom. It's the same idea right here. Same idea. Everything looks the exact same. Like what I'm saying is it happens over and over and over again. See, look at this candle right here. There's a big range. There's the high, there's the low. So when I put that line there, this candle ended up closing back inside of the range of this first candle. So what I was waiting for now is for this to create another candle that hit this line to go back up. And that's where I had taken my trade at. See, look, boom, right there. That's where you're gonna want to take your trade at. And then you could use the previous candle wick as your stop loss. Because if it breaks that low, then it's just gonna continue back all the way back down, possibly even to this area. So when that started playing out, I think I had my stops around here. Yeah, like that. Boom. And it hit my TP around here, around, it was like 40, 50, it was like 55 pips or something like that. But The thing that I've been learning though is that when you get the best entry, like when you get the best entry, like the exact entry you're supposed to take, you can hold your trade for as long as you want because it's going to go back up to the top of the range. Because if you, as you can see, I'm already break even at this point, and this didn't even get close to my it didn't even get close to my trade or my break or my stop loss right here. Already break even. And as you can see right here, look at what ended up happening. The same idea. There's one candle. This is the 3-piece. It broke the low to go back up. So if I really understood this a little bit better, I would have taken another position right here. Or what I ended up doing was closing my position up here. I closed my position, so now we're out of the trade. And then at this point, I should have taken another trade right here. So boom, hit it again. And I would have been able to write it back up again for another 80 pips. So imagine you're able to take 50 here, you wait for it to come down, and then you take another 80. That's what I'm working on right there, to be able to take multiple trades in the same, pretty much the same idea, because I know I'm right, that I could just add positions. I don't even have to hold it on the drawdown because I understand there's going to be drawdown. So I'll get out here, wait for this to come back to my level, and then boom, take another one right there. But this is what I'm saying, is that this is exactly the same formation. And as you can see, this is the top of the candle, this is the bottom of the candle. This is the bottom, and this is the top. And look at, we tapped the low, and now we tap the high. So like I said, the idea is just understanding that lows and highs need to be tapped at all the time. So if lows and highs need to be tapped, that's what's going to end up happening. So back to your question about what do you think is going to happen next week? If this trade was correct, I mean, I could technically be wrong, not in the sense that it needs to go up, but this is on a 15-minute time frame. So the 15-minute time frame, everything looks good. It broke these highs, but what I'm kind of realizing is that this low didn't get tapped. So I don't think it's gonna possibly break these highs. Even if it goes up here, this could be where we get rejected at. So I don't think it's gonna go back all the way up to the top. Because also on the 4-hour, when I go back to the 4-hour, these highs already got tapped. So what do you think needs to happen? Technically this low, this is what I need to do also. This is what's going to give me more information, is that if I use this red candle as the low, or do I use this green candle as a low? Because this green candle broke this low to come back up. So what I'm thinking is that this might need to come back down one more time, maybe break these low, and then go back up. So that's kind of what I need to figure out what's next. Sometimes I could figure it out, like kind of how we knew from up here we needed to come down, and then from here we needed to go up. So my next task is going to be trying to figure out, are we going to need to break this red candle low, or are we going to need to break this green candle low? Because as you can see, we already broke the low here. So what might need to happen though, we might need to come back up to these highs. So that's what I need to really try to figure out. I'm gonna do some more studying and things like that to try to figure things out. But from what I'm looking at, it is looking like we've already broken these lows, which was also these lows. So what might need to happen is that we might need to break these highs. And if the next highs are at least up here, if not gonna be up here. So what I'm thinking could possibly happen though is we might come up here, we might come back down, we might come back up, something like that. Because there's also a thing called range 1 and range 2 that Don Vo, my mentor who taught me everything, he talks about a range 1 and range 2. When you break a range 1 going downwards, because if you let's say we were in this section right here, if you break the range 1 coming down, it usually just comes down because we're already in range 1. But if you're breaking range 2 going the opposite way, which is, since we're coming down, now we need to break 2 ranges, which is 1 here and 1 here. It won't really be valid of a buy up until you break this range and close above here, because you'll have to close above here and then tap this high before coming down. So what usually happens though is when we hit this range up here, we usually hit this range, fake out, come back to range 1, and then go back up. Almost kind of like this right here. Like you could kind of say this is a range down here. Let's say this is a range right here. Something like this. So as you can see, there was a range 1, a range 2, and like actually you could say range 1, range 2, we tapped it and then came back up to range 1's high, came back down, tapped the hot low, came back up, closed above. Now what most likely will happen is we'll tap these highs, come back down here, then go back up if that's the case. So that's kind of my idea of what I have so far right now. But yeah, do you have any questions or anything? Let me know if you have any questions. I could try to answer them because I'll probably be getting off in a bit. I just wanted to get on there, just do a little bit of replay. But yeah, it helps me out when I explain it to people because that way I could hear myself. I had a rough week. I turned 10 into 60, but ended up back at 10 again. Still learning though. Hey, that's good, Joshua. At least you still got your 10. So what do you think happened during that week? Did you over leverage? Did you over trade? Did you follow your plan? Did you take trades that were just impulse trades that you might have, looking back, you're like, man, why did I take that trade? Or what are a few things that you think you did wrong during those trades? I think over trade. Yeah, that could be one of the things. So one of the things that I learned from Don Vo, the guy who taught me a lot. I don't know if you know about who Don Vo is. Do you know who Don Vo is? This is the guy. This guy right here. This is my mentor right here. This is the guy who taught me everything. He live streams Monday through Friday, New York session. So if, oh yeah, then you do know him. Okay, yeah, so make sure you tune into his streams every day if you can, and that way you could at least follow along with a lot of the things. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so that's good, then I don't have to explain that. So Joshua, so what I think would need to happen, like what Don Vo always explains is that when you're a new trader, I don't know how new you are, but I'm just saying for examples, like when you're a new trader, you want to stick to maybe 1 at the most, maybe 2 trades per day. If you win, you could maybe take another one, maybe. But if you lose, you're definitely done for the day. Break even, you could maybe look for another one. Okay, yeah, so I would say you're still new. 6 months is barely scratching the surface. I've been trading for 2 years and I feel like I'm still new. So like I said, 6 months, what I would stick to is sticking to 1 trade per day. If you win, enjoy it. Enjoy your day off for the rest of the day, because don't really think of it as the money right now. The thing is you can't turn $10 into $1 million overnight anyways, so you're gonna have to learn to build it. So understand, if you make $1 on that $10, that's 10%. You have to think of it percentage wise. Don't think of it as money wise right now, because the money's not important, because the skill is what brings in the money. You can't you can't use a lot of money and all of a sudden think you're gonna make a bunch of money because you're using a lot of money. So what I would do is just focus on the percentage wise. So if you could make $1 on a trade, that's 10% in one day, and that's actually a lot. So just really focus on just the percentage wise. Don't think of it as the money wise right now. Just try to learn as much as you can with that $10. You know, let's say you get 100 lessons out of that $10. That was well worth the $10. You don't want to spend $1,000 to get the same 100 lessons if you could get this if you could get a lot of lessons out of $10. You know, it's the idea of just understanding the percentage of it. So, like I said, so what I'm trying to say is don't overtrade. Don't, because I think when people overtrade is because they want to try to make the money. Understand, let's say you make $1 today, 10%, boom. But let's say a year from now, you still make 10%, but you're making 10% on $1,000. That now 10% is, it's the same 10%. It's the same 10%. The only thing changes is the amount of money you're using. So 10% on 1,000 is $100. So imagine you're making the same 10%, but now it's $100 instead of $1. And then let's say 2 years, 3 years from now, you're making 10% on 10,000, and that's $1,000. So it's like I said. So the idea, what you need to focus on, is learning how to make 10%. But 10% is even a lot. You should really be aiming for 1%. 1% of $10 is 10 cents. To be honest with you, I believe that's right. Yeah, that is, because 10 times 10 is $1, and then that'll be times 10 more will be $10. So yeah, so you should really only be focused. Like, think of it. That's why I say percentage wise. Donvo always talks about that. He doesn't care about how much money you make because it's all irrelevant. It's everybody has their own amount of money. You know, $100 to me is a lot, where Donvo, $100 is not that much. But let's say I make 10% and he makes 10%. It's the same principle. We both made 10%. The only thing changes is the amount of money. So really focus on just trying to build the skill, because eventually that 10% is gonna be $100. Then eventually that 10% is gonna be $1,000. Then eventually, who knows, it could be 10,000. So the idea is just to really focus on the skill right now. And like I said, 10% is still a lot. I'm just using it because that's an easy example, but you should really be aiming for 1 to 3% a day, because you do that 5 days a week. That's, that's either 5 to 15% a week, and then you do that 4 weeks in a month. That you just do the math. It just keeps adding up and adding up, and then you do that over 6 months. You're making a lot of money that way. But yeah, that's why I say is don't overtrade, because overtrading is really, it's for people who are good at trading already. Because let's say you take a loss, it's all right. You have to get on to the next day. There's always going to be another trade. There's always another day to trade. The day's not over. I mean, the game, it's a game. It's a long-term game. You're going to be trading for the next 2 to 5 years. Who knows how long, but let's hope you don't give up. But the idea is you're going to be trading for a long time. So there's going to be plenty of days for you to learn from and to get better. So don't think you have to do it all in one day. Let's say you win $2 or $5 or whatever you end up winning. Then do it again the next day. One thing I heard too is, this is a good example. You could have a bad day, but you can have a good week. You could have a bad week, but you could have a bad month. You could have a bad month, but a good year. So don't think one day is going to make or break you. But that's also why understanding risk management is important. Because one trade shouldn't wipe out your account, and one trade shouldn't make you rich. Because if that's the case, you're over risking and stuff like that. So don't really focus on like I said, don't focus on the money right now. Focus on the skill. And like I said, especially if you're using $10, you want to try to get as many lessons as you can from that $10. You don't want to just blow it in one trade and then you have to go add another $10. I would rather learn 50 lessons out of that $10, because then you get 50 lessons for only $10, compared to, let's say you have to spend $10 for every lesson. You end up spending $500 just to learn the same stuff you could have learned with the same $10. But that's where I think people make the mistake, is that they want the money. They want money right now instead of learning the skill. And that's what I tell one of my buddies, that same thing. I was like, why, like, he was trying to put $100 into an account and he wanted to use a big lot size. And I'm like, why are you gonna do that? And he's like, oh, I'm just gonna add more money. If I lose it, it's all right. I got money, I could do this. But that's when I told him, I said, it's not about the money right now. It's about the skill. So if you can't even trade, you're just donating your money to somebody else. Don't donate it. Focus on the skill first. So if you're gonna use $100, that's fine, but use the smallest lot size you can get, because then you could learn as many lessons as you can with that $100. Because if you're not gonna, like I said, you're not gonna get rich right now anyways. You have to be dedicated to this. You have to be in this for the long term. Like Don says during his streams, the pip and dippers, the ones who just take the pips and dip. It's like you're here for the wrong reasons. You should be here for the lessons. Don't be here for just the money. Be here for the lessons. But yeah, that's my little advice. If you are still there listening, that's my little advice for you. If you can take some of that in, and like I said, don't rush the process. Take your time. Focus on the skill. And like I said, worry about percentage wise. Thanks for that advice. I see you have a tab open about prop firm. Which one's good to trade? Oh yeah, actually these people, these were recommended by some of the people in the chat. I had them up here just so I could look at them. But this one was called Top Step. I wanted to look into that. And then this one is Fixie or whatever it is. And I traded the demo on this one. I haven't traded a real account on here, but yeah, I traded the demo. So I mean, I believe you can use MT5 on here. I just don't know if you could. Yo, what up, Raj? But yeah, I just don't know if I heard you could use MT5 on here, but then I heard again that you could only use MT5 for like the demo account, and then once you pass your challenge, you can't, unless you're in a different country. Because I'm in the US, so if you're in the US, you can't really use MT5 right now. So I was kind of had these up so I could look into them. But my actual personal, that one, Top Step, I'm not too sure, but I would assume you can, because that's where a lot of people that told me about it, they all trade gold and stuff like that. So yeah, 50K is $40, $50. Can you trade gold? Let me see. XAU. Let's see if they have it. Oh, I guess I could look it up on, can you trade XAU on Top Step funding? No, you cannot trade forex with Top Step. Top Step is focused on futures trading only. We highly recommend foreign exchange futures to anyone for. Oh, so I guess you can't. I guess you could trade gold futures. I guess you just can't trade like the XAU gold. But the one I'm using is Funded Next. I'm using this one right here. Pretty much the same idea, but this one, since I'm in the US, I can't use it after if I lose the account that I have right now, I can't reopen another one because they don't offer MT5 in the US no more. But I believe you can They said something about you can they added C Trader to it. So I'm wondering if you could trade futures on here and whatnot, but that's the one I'm using right now is Funded Next. But there is another one called Lark Funding. This was the one I got recommended also by one of my buddies, Javier, market mechanic. Yeah, I don't know why they banned gold, but from what I'm aware is like they don't want us trading gold because of they don't really want us trading gold, I guess. Probably probably because it's like it's we have a lot, I don't know. I'm guessing we have a lot of it or whatever. They don't want us trading it. But yeah, I've been on for about an hour right now, so I'm gonna be getting off pretty soon. Raja, I know you just got here, but I was explaining to Joshua how I like do a few things on trading and stuff. I don't know if you wanna rewatch this stream, but I was explaining a few things how I, you know, do my trading and little things I've been looking for and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna play a game of chess because I always like to end the stream with a game of chess. So I'm just gonna play a game of chess real fast and there we go. Yeah, so oh let me close this out. Yeah, so but yeah, that's pretty much what I was gonna do today because I gotta go to work in the morning. So when I go to work, I gotta get some sleep right now. Yeah, it's pretty weird around here. I don't know why, cause I do remember they used to like the U.S. dollar used to be backed by gold, but I guess a long time ago they stopped doing that. But it's like I feel like they still kind of use it. No, I don't do trading full time right now. I'm only like part time, but I trade every day. I try to stream every day. Yeah, I can't go full time just yet. I'm trying to make that my next thing. I'm trying to make trading. I'm trying to become a full time trader slash full time streamer. So eventually, hopefully, in the future, I could do that. So yeah, I barely started getting profitable this year, or well, like yeah, towards the beginning of this year. So I haven't been like super crazy profitable. I'm not making crazy amount of money yet. But it's the skill that's important, you know. So like I said, I feel like my skill is almost there. I got a lot of consistency. I was counting my trades earlier today. I've taken my last 10 trades have all been wins. I had 3 break evens. So in like the last 13 trades, I'm 10-3 with no losses. So I've been building my account back up. So yeah, I'm hopefully almost at a payout. So I'll be getting a payout hopefully pretty soon if I can stay on this little positive streak that I'm on. But yeah, like I said, my goal is to go become a full-time trader eventually. So if I could do that, Alexander, what up? What's up, man? I'm sorry, I'm gonna be getting off pretty soon. I just wanted to get on for a little bit. But yeah, after this game of chess, I'm gonna be getting off. I don't know if you want to rewatch the stream. I was explaining like a few things on what I do with trading and stuff. So, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, I could answer them while I'm playing. But that's my next thing is to. I'm gonna probably try to stream tomorrow also around the same time for at least about an hour. Probably do some more back testing and stuff like that. So. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for stopping by and trading. So always a good time. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that, Alexander. I was on for about an hour already. Yeah, for sure. I'll see you tomorrow. Do you trade crypto? Joshua, yes, I do trade crypto. Um, I haven't been I haven't been trading crypto lately, but I've been like I haven't been trading crypto like with leverage. How would I say? Like, so what I've been doing is buying low, selling high type of thing. So I've been kind of doing that with crypto because I used to trade on KuCoin, but they just banned it in the US also recently. So that's another reason why. So I just been buying it on Binance and selling it. So I had like Bitcoin and stuff. That's where my name bitmesone comes from. It comes from Bitcoin and stuff. But yeah, that's but yeah, I've been trading, like I said, I've been trading crypto for a while. That's where I started at. I started with crypto, and then that's when I came across Dawn. And then when I came across Dawn is when I switched to gold. But yeah, Raj, man, word to go in 20 US don't allow trade gold no more. Canada is too expensive. Inflation is at peak. Australia at time different times. Yeah. Um, I mean, if you learn to trade futures, it's the same thing, honestly. Same thing, and you can use funded, so it's always good. But yeah, as like you said, Rod, if you learn the skill of trading, you could trade anything. To be honest, it doesn't matter what it is. Obviously, I like gold too. That's my preference, but futures no. Well, technically no. You actually need less for more because for a 50K account, it's only $40, and you get a trade with a $50,000 account, but your drawdown is only 2,500. So I mean, technically, I'm putting up $40 to have 2,500. So I mean, but you do have to obviously make money back and stuff like that. But it's just the idea though is that you could trade with $50 and you got technically a $2,500 account. But yeah, I know those funded challenges, they do put a little bit of a pressure, like a different type of, like, it's like a hassle, obviously you don't want to have to follow these certain rules if you don't want to. But that's my goal too, is to trade on these funded, and after the funded, I must fund my own personal account. So once I get this, hopefully get this next payout with this funded that I have, my goal is to just pull everything out of that funded and just put it on a, because I'm on a 6K account right now. So you know my drawdown is only $300, so I have to use it wisely. So my idea is just I might as well just use 300 to $500 of my own personal money and treat that like a funded, because I know I have a good enough skill where I won't blow it, but it's just about staying consistent and making a lot of profits off of it. So yeah, that's what my plan is, to hopefully go fund it, and then, or take the funded and then trade with my own capital. But that's kind of why I was using the funded also, was so I could be able to build up this so I could pretty much build up the skill, and then after building the skill I could trade my own. Yeah, well, it only doesn't make sense if you over risk. So the thing is that is technically 300 pips if I'm using a point 0.1 lot. If I'm using a 0.05 lot, that's 600 pips. A 0.01 lot would be 3,000 pips or whatever it is. So it's just, you just have to understand too, you can't over leverage. I don't know if you guys have one of these pip counters, but like this is kind of what I use right here. So look at, just think about it. Let's see. Only want to use 1%. My stop loss would be 40 pips. Calculate. So I should only be using a 0.8 lot, a 0.08 lot. I shouldn't be using that much. So if I'm risking 1% of my 300 bucks, then that means I'm only using a 0.08 lot. You know, obviously though, what people like to do though is they like to risk 5 to 10%. Let's say 7%. You calculate 7%, people are using 0.53 lots, or let's say even like, you know, 180 pip stop loss or 150 pip stop loss. You know, that's what I was saying, is things like that. Yo, Janus, what up, brother? What up? What up? But yeah, that's what I was saying, is that if you use the right risk, let's say 1%, your stop loss is maybe 50 pips or 40 pips. I like 40 pips because that gives you good range. You know, you should only be using this type of lot size. So yeah, what up, what up? But yeah, that's kind of, I've been focusing on making sure I don't over risk and using these pip calculator just so I don't blow my account or something. But yeah, like I said, if you have $1,000 account, it makes it a little bit easier. 40 pip, then you can start using a little more, I guess. But yeah, Janus, what up, brother? What up, what up? Yeah, I'm just finishing stream right now. I'm just finishing this game of chess, and then after that I was gonna be hopping off right now in a bit. I just got on just to do a little bit of back testing and stuff like that. Read the replay on TradingView. But yeah, I'm gonna be hopping off in a sec. Gotta try to finish this game before my computer dies. Let me charge it actually. Ooh, this guy. Win, bro. Keep up the grind. For sure, brother. For sure. I'm trying to get these reps in every single chance I get. I know. And I didn't stream today, so I figured at least I'll get a little bit of stream in. I'm trying to get this little bit of reps in. But yeah, man, you've been killing it too, man. I seen that trade you had yesterday. That was killer right there. That was a nice little runner too. Perfect little trade to end the week. Yeah, I'm trying to go full time. I'm trying to go full time. That's my next goal, man. I need to go full time. So I know how you be grinding and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta put some more work in. I'm trying to go full time. You motivated me, bro. I'm like, man, I see you, brother. I see you. All right, Joshua. Hey, appreciate you for sticking around. I'll talk to you later, brother. Peace out. What's the trade size in that? Trade size? I don't know. Let me see. Trade size lots. Oh, I don't know what that is actually. Let's see. Toggle between lots and units. One lot equals 1,000. So, um, I guess it's the trade. Would that be like that? Let's see. Let's see what 300. Let's see what that would be. So, 0.5. Let's see. I don't know what I think. Like it says lot size right here. It says toggle between lots and units. One lot is 100,000. So obviously like 0.001 would be like a 0. I don't know. I guess I gotta figure that out too. I guess that's what that is, because it's like I said, it's toggle between lots and units. One lot equals 100,000 units. So this would be the percentage of 100,000 units would be whatever that is. But yeah, I gotta check that out. Yeah, I just been, like I said, I've been practicing on figuring that out, trying to work on that too. Time to do some, yeah. Let me know if you figure that out. I might just trade time. I guess I could just do it real quick. Let's see what I usually just do this. Paste on position size. Position size calculator. Position, what do you calculate lot size position? Position sizing based on risk percentage. This percentage represents the trader's risk per trade. Once they have established the amount they are comfortable risking, they can calculate the appropriate lot size for a specific trade using the following formula. Lot size equal risk amount, stop loss in pips, pip value. Let's see the percentage per trade. I guess something like that. I gotta figure that out. I mean, I didn't even realize that was a thing right now. Yeah, but let me know if you figure that out. Whatever you think it is. Ooh, got him. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know what that means. What lot size? What does 00 lot size mean? I have no clue what that means. I gotta figure that out. I've been using too. One of my buddies was telling me. Let me see if I could find it. I had it in this Discord message. Let's see. There was one of these things for MT5. Position sizer. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, like this right here. Oh, damn, it picked it all up. So this was like a position sizer that was one that you could build into MT5. Damn, they got all of it. Damn it, I didn't even know you could do that. You seen that? I didn't even try to do that. Find image source. I didn't even try to do that, bro. When I drag the pick over here, it searches the image for you and everything. I wonder if you did it with the face, will it pick up all the pictures you got on your face too? That would be crazy. Advanced tech. I know Google's going crazy with that. Crazy. Uh-oh, where's my mouse at? Did it die? I'm telling my mouse died. Oh, I think my mouse died. Oh, I gotta use the... Yeah, my mouse died. Oh, he put me in check, huh? That's crazy. Do that here. I might have to go over here. Yeah, yeah. And this game's taking longer than I thought. Ooh, oh, he got me with, I didn't even see that. Let's see. Oh, I could probably go here now. Let me take this guy. Oh, he put me in check. Damn. Oh, I should have went there. No, it's fine. Oh, he knew. Let's see, I'll just go here, see how that goes. Oh, I gotta, oh no. Oh yeah, I could do that. Oh, check. Oh, he tried to check. Damn. Damn, bruh. Let's see. Let's see. With Rook. Right here? Talking about this guy right here? I don't... Oh yeah, check him. Yeah, there you go. Oh, he put me in check. Damn. Damn, he keeps doing that. I got you. Yeah, that's actually what I'm gonna do next. If I could get him to not keep checking me. All right, perfect. Boom. That's all I got. Take it. I'm gonna try. Let's see. Yeah. Cola Bear, where's he from? He's from Germany. No, 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 buddy. He better figure something out. Oh, he got me. Damn. Yeah, he got me. Damn, good game, bruh. Good game. But he's a noob. Yeah, he got me, though. Damn, if he's a noob, then that means I'm an even bigger noob. Nah, I just haven't been playing as much lately. I've been, I need to get back on it. I used to be a lot better. But, yeah. Alright, guys. I'm be getting off now. I gotta get ready for work in a few hours, so in the morning. But yeah, appreciate you, Raj, for stopping by, sticking with me to the end. Appreciate it. Appreciate it for sure, bro. I'll probably try to be on tomorrow for about an hour or so too, just to get some more back testing in or something like that. But yeah, all right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate you guys, and you guys have a good night, good day. Enjoy the weekend for sure. Thank you, brother. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.